This video is titled Signs and Wonders, the United States Great Solar Eclipse of 2017. To properly understand the eclipse of 2024, we need to look at the whole 7-year eclipse cluster of 2017, 2023, and 2024. So let's first take a look at the Great United States Eclipse of 2017. And God said, "Let there be lights, the sun and the moon, in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years." So signs, and as we've looked at this passage before, the heavens declare speech and their voice can be heard. So let's take a look at the signs, the speech, and the voice of God. As we've said, the sun is 400 times bigger than the moon, but it's 400 times further away from the earth. So God's writing instrument is very precise when the moon covers and shields the sun. That precise covering allows God to write his message on earth. This eclipse in 2017 only covered the United States and went from coast to coast. Here's a picture of that map from 2017. It occurred on August 21st of that year. It started at the largest city in the United States named Salem. It passed over 7 cities or towns named Salem. There's 36 total Salems in the United States as a point of reference. And it exits the U.S. at Fort Sumter, the starting place of the Civil War. And there was a minimum of solar flares. That means minimum of solar activity. Well, how can we take these data items, if you will, and understand God's message better? Well, what does the word Salem mean or symbolize? Well, Salem means this: wholeness, completeness, peace, to be in a covenant of peace, to be safe. I ponder if this is what God's message was for the 2017 eclipse. There's a king identified in the Bible, the king of Salem, and his name is Melchizedek, who is described as both a king and a priest of God Most High. He appears in Genesis 14, where he blesses Abraham and receives a tithe from him, symbolizing his significance in biblical tradition as a figure of righteousness and peace. Well, here are those Salems, beginning in Salem, Oregon, then Nebraska, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and South Carolina. All these Salems were in the totality sweep of the eclipse of 2017. And people from all over the country flocked to see this totality. The first total solar eclipse in U.S. history that only covered the United States and went coast to coast. Nothing like this had ever happened since the birth of our country. From Salem, Oregon, the largest Salem in our country, to Fort Sumter as an exit point. The message? The Salems are God's plan for peace and blessing for our country. The Civil War fort might be that there's a battle going on for the soul of the country, and God was reiterating that and announcing that to us in 2017. So where do we stand with the Creator, who we've identified as the giver of our rights in the Declaration of Independence? We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This causes us to ask the question about us as a nation. Are we for the Creator, or are we at war with the Creator? These are things for us to ponder, even as we consider these signs, this speech, and God's voice in the heavens. My name's Craig Seibert. Thanks for listening.